I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best.
Any other regrets?
The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve.
For that 79-year-old man, he's struggling to read. Then before that, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring 1 gram for you. Because you think 1 gram for you, Johnson? By the time the open of reading, when you come to the
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of 2 executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D-404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can lie. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? See, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us.
And trust me, I can say to you,
Why?
it's always a pleasure to be back.
Why? But now the question
It's always a pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure to interact. To have all of you joining us as we engage on behalf of our country and on behalf of those who do not have the strength or the capacity or the opportunity to speak on behalf of themselves.
the people fool us, the people lie to us, the government.
You know, George W. Bush Sr.
No one to trust. My people don't want to.
He said, we know that dictators are quick to choose aggression,
The schools where
while free nations strive to resolve differences in peace.
the people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the
When they are governing wrongly,
betray, they happen.
when they are oppressing you intentionally,
No war for people.
when they are intentionally pushing you into or subjecting you into poverty,
Your intention to the nation
and you try to wake up or stand up to speak for your right,
to show.
they use force,
So why?
aggression.
Government should lie.
We see the wave, the increase of police brutality across the country against peaceful citizens and critical voices
The people lie to us.
who are respectfully,
Betray us.
in a civil manner, calling the government to act in their interest. This is a typical example of what George Bush was referring to.
The government.
Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you join us tonight on a Monday, the 12th day of January 2026.
We tired with that speech they preach.
Today marks the official opening of the legislature
The thing we saw, it frustrate us.
on the 4th Monday of January.
You steal. Why?
His Excellency Joseph Yeman Boaka, President of the Republic of Liberia,
That why we voted you.
will face 103 men of the legislature
You use us
to
and
present his legislative agenda.
lie.
Uncle.
But now the question that we ask.
That is a constitutional requirement that must be fulfilled every 4th Monday in January.
The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Unlike for medical reasons
You steal, they go knock the corrupt.
or other unforeseen circumstances, no president can avoid performing such a delicate responsibility. And so a lot to talk about tonight, as
With
always.
the promises that led us to allow.
Today, the Liberia National Police held a press conference
Indeed, and
and provided some key important
so it frustrate us.
updates about some cases in the country.
You lie. Why can't you
Towering amongst those updates
see? You see, we just tell you.
the Brian McGill case and the Bonjala matter.
You use us and later on abuse us. So why?
So yes, obviously you deserve to know what we think. Also, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission provided update on the case involving Abdullah Kamara, former LTA boss. A long briefing, but we have to go through all of these matters because they're
The
important.
people lie to us. The government betray us.
So everything that is supposed to be unpacked will be unpacked tonight regarding the different issues unfolding in our country. So, I've not said anything about this presidential villa thing. And so I think I'll have to close the chapter on it tonight as we move forward.
Let us do a lot of damages.
It's important. A lot to talk about, folks. Shortly we take a break from our sponsor, Cram Stepper Liberia. When we come back, we go to our Facebook live feed to welcome all of you who are joining us tonight on the show. After that, at the usual pattern, we open the line for 15 minutes to talk to Liberians, Liberians following the show and listening to us to say what they want to talk about. How did your day go? How did you end the day? What is on your mind, burning in your chest that you want to talk about? We will do that for 10 minutes tonight, and after that, we'll move into our discussions. My name is Austin Kawa. Happy New Year to all of you, and welcome back to a brand new edition of the show and a brand new week. Let's take this break from our sponsor, Cram Stepper Liberia. When we come back, we move into our discussion.
Hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Okay, thank you so much, Old Man Sam Sion. Let's go to the telephone. Sorry, did I say telephone line? Let's go to our Facebook feed to welcome all of you joining us tonight. Venetia's Genium Bar will be the first. From Newcuton, Darlington, Dennis is joining tonight. Agatha Glasgow, welcome to the show from RIA. Mantonian Son is joining tonight from FDA Junction. Claudie Allison, welcome to the show. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for always checking in. I appreciate so highly. I must say that on the show. I must acknowledge that publicly. Emmanuel Bro, welcome to the show. It's been a while from Minnesota. Welcome to the show. Hilton Wulajidu is joining tonight from Sano County. Vazari Pikin Shelton has joined us tonight from Barnesville, Quebec. Bobino Dadino is also following the show tonight. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. William W. Wulu, thank you for joining tonight from Caldwell. Lucky Gunambo, it's good to have you. J. Augustus Help. Thank you, Gus. All of the messages, bro. And thank you for checking in. Auntie Agatha Son, welcome to the show. Dubon Hill, Kemuka Abbott, Sai is joining tonight. Hope I got your name correctly. Anthony Yonde, Sekou Kamara, all of you welcome. Sekou is joining from RTR. That's in Riverside City Gigs. Has joined us tonight as well. John Towili is following the show. Otu Johnson has joined us. Papi Keita, Yvonne Davis, Aliyu Kamara, Abu Bakar Sharif. Welcome all of you. Sodi Bobo, Samuel Wonderball, Marco Gazon, all of you. Welcome. Marco Momo, James Debo, last. Thank you to all of you for joining the show tonight. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. So, Yeah, let's talk. The day is concluded. We are in the second, almost approaching the second lap of the day. So it's almost 8:30. And so I'm sure, yeah, all of you have concluded your work activities, your school activities, and all of that. So you have something on your mind you want to talk about, that you want us to talk about, that you want to share with us. Tomorrow we're having a conversation about the Armed Forces of Liberia, the AFL. The AFL is in a big mess, and I can say that. I can say that for sure. The AFL is in a big mess. The military, our gallant men and women, are suffering. They are struggling. They are living like slaves in the barracks, and we have to flag these issues so you know. So they don't feel that we too do not care about their living conditions. We care, and we have to show to them that we care. The military, guys, the military is a mess. I have photos. I have videos. We've obtained pictures of some of the barracks. You see how deplorable, how appalling those places looked, where our soldiers sleep, where they cooked, where they eat, where the kids are supposed to go to school. You send the soldiers on mission, and you don't pay their money. Everything about the most recent mission is the Sabo National Park. The mission at the Sabo National Park is a failure. The police, after 2 weeks into that mission, the police pulled all the EI officers from that mission. We have all of the evidence, everything. The police pulled all of the mission. Imagine the police will pull all of a military operation to clear the Sabo National Park. And the police, after 2 weeks, the police pulled all the EIU officers from that mission and left the military guys there. They stayed there. The mission ended unsuccessfully. It was never achieved. It was a failed mission. People are still in the Sabo National Park, mining gold and diamond. Foreigners are still in that park, mining gold and diamond. And those military men who went on that mission have not taken their pay for 6 months. 6 months. Guess what? Not only that, but the guys are still in the Sabo National Park. The military men, they're still there. Some of them are there. I think about 28 or 29 of them came back for vacation. And now the military, the leadership is demanding that they go back, that they pay their own way to go back on the mission that has already ended, because the last span of the mission was 6 months. After 6 months, they have not paid a dime to those military personnel. They didn't succeed. The mission did not achieve because there are still people invading and residing in the park. And money also carrying out illegal money activities. I have conversations in the chat rooms. All of these things are happening in this country. And if we don't say these things, people will not know that things are not okay. I see people say, oh, why are you guys, oh, you're always talking about bad things. No. Because the more we talk about bad things, we achieve more good things. We improve. Things get better. Or it is expected that things should get better, because if we speak about the AOC society and there is a responsible government in charge to listen to our criticism, to listen to our information, to listen to our report, and take decisive actions to solve those problems, Liberia grows. Liberia rises. Liberia develops. And Liberia's development benefits all of us. That's why we have to pay less attention to the good things that are happening, because they are good, and put more emphasis on the bad things or the wrong things that are happening in our country. Because once we talk about those bad things or those wrongdoings in our country, it will help to get better. So you guys should be happy that people like us are around to talk about the bad things. You should be happy. Do you think the military men are satisfied? They're happy with the condition they find themselves in? No, they're not happy. They cannot come on publicly or on the radio or go to Facebook to write about these things. And that's why we are here. That's why we are called the fourth estate. We reach where the government cannot reach. Those military folks, they're human beings. They have families. They have kids. They have spouses. They're supposed to take care of their responsibilities. And you send the people on mission, you don't want to pay them, you are doing nothing about increasing their salaries, and you come to the public and talk about that increasing their salaries when on paper their salary has not been increased. I mean, in practical sense, reality, their salaries have not been increased. You send them on mission, you take their money and eat their money and give them no explanation or give them no answer to their questions. They cannot not be like us. They can go to radio. But if we do our investigation and we establish these facts, it is our national responsibility to advocate on behalf of the soldiers, not just the soldiers, the police, the immigration officers, the DA officers, civil servants, the teachers, nurses, medical doctors, healthcare workers in general. You, the ordinary Liberians who cannot afford. If all of us sit down and say, okay, we are afraid, we will not talk, we will not speak, we will see everything happening in the country and just leave it and just let it be. Do you think it's going to help? The reason why you see this government is acting like she's working, and in some cases, actually, I must give that to her, she's doing some good things in some places, is because of us. It's because of us. It's because of our pressure. It's because of our engagement. It's because of our criticism. It's because we are chastising the government. If we all sit and say, let's watch Mr. Bouaga run the country the way he wants to run the country, let's watch Miss Kanga Lawrence to run the country the way she wants to run the country. Let's watch Richard Kun to run the house the way he wants to run the house. Let's watch Yami Gbese to run the judiciary the way he wants to do it. I mean, we're not going to go anywhere because you see, Yami Gbese, you gave him one chance. The man brought his son, bringing all the children in the office and giving them jobs. It is because we are here. That's why some of those decisions are being overturned. So just imagine, ask yourself, if these guys were not around, just ask yourself. So, folks, we are going to unpack everything. Tomorrow we'll spend some time, or all of our time, or most of our time, talking about the military tomorrow. A lot of mess need to be talked about or spoken about. I can sit and say I'm talking nothing. The men get vet. When the men get vet, they will not go to war now. But Joseph Bouaga might not be president. Then I'm not worried. But does it help our development process? Does it help our peace process? No. So what do? Allow them to live, allow them to stay in the barracks, raise the issues on our platform, pressure the government to pay attention to their well-being. By that, we keep the country peaceful. We give them good living condition, and our government stay in power until she can complete her 6 years and leave, or be made to leave. So yeah, so let's talk to you. Let's talk 0776. Let's talk to you for the next 10 minutes. What do you want to talk about? How did your day go? How did your day end? What is on your mind? What is burning your chest that you want to talk about? Set the basis. Let's hear you before you hear us. Yeah? That's the pattern of the show we launched last year, and we have to continue with that pattern. So let's talk to this first person. Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Mr. Kawa.
How are you?
My name is Lucas Barkley. I'm from the Moses Panel District, Moses County District 11. But my attention has been drawn to the sort of mass that took place on a nigga that is in the NSA. Yeah, I very want to talk about it because it's getting very serious in the country that government officials are just raping, sort of marrying young people. It's very, very bad. So that's where my attention has been drawn to.
We announced during the introduction of the show. So let's use the next 10 minutes and talk to Liberians. Let's hear what we want to talk about. The numbers to call the show are 0776 104 104 0886 500 104, and our WhatsApp number is also active on +231 886 500 104. Those are the two numbers to call. Be a part of the show tonight. Chris Massaquoi, welcome to welcome. Let me see. Okay. Yes, Chris Massaquoi, welcome to the show. Political VAR, it's good to have you joining us. Melvin Cooper has joined us from District number 5. Let's talk to these people who come back. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, hello.
Tell us a name, where are you joining us from, and what do you want to talk about?
I'm calling from Cape Town.
Okay.
The people always say over that station, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All the power government down to Eli Opo, you can't talk about the government. Tell the government you're not talking about. You want to raise some kind of issue with the army so they can do buy in the country that the minimum you're doing so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's what on his mind he wants to talk about. Let's talk to the next person. Good evening to you.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Adi and I call from Boston.
You got to put some live in your voice. This show name is Hard Talk. So you got some, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I want to speak to you of the yellow machine government is bringing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The yellow machine that the government is bringing, in my mind, I think it's just intended to waste taxpayer money because this yellow machine want to share it on the country. If those taxpayers will be able to run this yellow machine.
Maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance, a maintenance issue. So,
That, yeah, you have a 7 point, and I think I raised similar thing about those yellow machines also. But the government said they have the capacity to maintain the machine, so that's giving us the space.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're most welcome. Let's talk to the next person. Good evening to you. Okay, we lost that person. So yes, the government said they have the capacity, so we give them a chance. Okay. So Melvin Cooper, welcome. It's good to have you joining us tonight. It's good to have you joining us. Joseph McCarty has joined us as well. Lord Jede is also following tonight. JD Williams, welcome. Good evening to you. Oh, no. We disqualify you, but you're qualified to call back. Hello?
Hello?
You're live. Let's hear you.
Okay, I'm calling for Peace Island.
What is your name?
My name is Tony Weiss.
Who?
Tony Weiss, calling from Peace Island, Congo Town.
Go ahead.
Okay, the thing in my mind is that the Unity Party government, they are frustrating the Peace Islanders.
What are they doing?
Tomorrow, we have a meeting tomorrow. They come this morning, the whole area, they say the main road, where the Paco Island. When you reach out, you'll be surprised, you'll cry. People are homeless. I want for you to come here on this tomorrow. We'll have a meeting tomorrow about 7 to 8. That's in my mind.
Okay. We'll be there.
Okay.
We'll be there. Thank you. Let's talk to this person from this end. Good evening to you.
Hello, Osei, how you doing?
I'm okay. General, welcome.
Thank you. So I want to ask this animal government, is it the party people? So voting then that they plan to go from there in the country, they want to sell us our children every time. repeat our girl children, repeat our boy children. And you get it, come on, carry them to police, police, and how they carry them to court. They walking side by side and hawking one another. They cannot find them for making this country. Yesterday, a lot of people were involved. A lot of people were killed for power theft. But today, they cannot find them for me. To see the security to court and he walking side by side. Nothing happened in the country. No place you can make country. Now, 40 other people that they call the folk on the country, all of them in Mabwaka. I want to ask them. That's what my mind today.
Thank you very much, Man Sisi. Great Man Sisi. Okay, so Lord Jedi, welcome. JD Williams. JD, you know, God, we have unfinished business, so you have to do the needful. We have unfinished business. Yeah. Augustine Musa, welcome to the show. Makati Johnson has joined us. Yeah, in Jesus' name. Go, man, you boss. I know, Mohammed Balo, welcome to the show. It's good to have you all. It's good to have you all tonight on the show. It's good to have all of you. Yes. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight. Let's see. Anna, Kekula, Mary, Ma, all of you. Let's talk to this person from here.
Hello.
You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Maya T. and I come from New Jersey.
Go ahead, Maya.
Yeah, my attention about you on the yellow machine issue.
What about the yellow machines you want to talk about?
Yeah, on the maintenance issue, will the government be able to maintain it, or you don't want to waste taxpayer money?
What do you think? Do you think the government has the capacity to maintain those machines?
That's my issue there now.
The government says she has the capacity to maintain the machine, so we're giving them the chance to prove themselves right or wrong.
If they say so, we'll watch and see.
Sure, but we beat on them if they can't maintain the machines. We're going to beat on them.
All right.
Okay, let's talk to this person. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
How you doing, my dear brother?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, God money also.
Yeah, one of mine, number one on the breaking down of the places that the government going, to. As for me, breaking down this place, I don't get problem, but it's problem for we breaking it down for they should do the work. My just bring it towards place down, and in a frustration and number two, on the president see that. Yeah, me, they want to go to the government. I really want to know what the benefit that you bring to the country or the states in there. The president for that. Number two again, that one my personal issue.
And number three, number three now.
Yeah, number three, that my personal issue. And when the police are not too much, I know the government are paying the people or why. Yeah, people, how they get to us, we get lessons. They say, I am going to pay the people or why.
Are they harassing you?
Yeah?
How are the police harassing you? What are they doing to you?
When they say, let me see a lesson. When she let me see a document, and say, man, yes, sorry, you know it's good. And sometimes, all the time, traffic can be good. Because the man say, when you can't comply, you complain.
Wait. Say that again.
They say when you can't comply, you complain.
Oh, complain. If you can't comply with them, then you will complain about them.
They say when you can't comply with them, you will complain about
them.
You are down with. Why do you tell? Yeah, I went to the radio station for that. We having, outcome program. Obviously, I will do the reason. I went there to talk to the security, to do, publicity for, we have too much direct for free money. But security now allowing to enter.
Oh? When was Okay, we apologize for that. No, Saturday, most of us, the office can scale down employees on the weekend. But if you're still interested, you can come back. You can come back here tomorrow, or you call the station number, and then you'll be able to speak with the on-air announcer for direction.
Okay, the program on a Friday.
Okay.
The coming Friday. The album, spoken album release on the campus.
Okay. So
I'll be there tomorrow.
sure. You come here in the morning tomorrow, you'll be able to meet with somebody and talk to somebody.
Okay.
Okay, let's take two more calls and then we can wrap it up. Or TV, good evening to you.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
There's one more country. They don't have from Sano County.
Which part of Sano are you calling from?
From Tatue.
Tatue.
Where the former national security is from.
Oh, okay. Jefferson Campbell.
Jeff Camu. Yeah.
How are you listening to the station?
Thank you. I'm listening to it. Oh, Claire.
You're listening to the station via radio, or you are using internet?
No, I use radio.
Okay.
It's on the radio. Sit it down beside the radio. I just put it off.
Okay, let's hear you. Go ahead. What's on your mind you want to talk about?
Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the park because they are near the park. So that government see to A that the park is a park that we depend on. So see to A. The way President Bwaga very serious on everything, very serious on the park. The police, the ESM will not be in the park for more than 4 months, then nothing happening, then the people still going there. No, it will be a wrong to me. The second thing, let's give the government chance. Let it do what they want to do. Let's give it a chance. We've been fighting on things. We have to do that. President Bwaga get there. Let's get the municipality. Let them perform their duty until to return. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's talk to somebody else from here. Good evening to you.
I talk platform. This is who
Go ahead.
My question has to do with what you have just explained, the kind of way. I mean, not put a tree like that. There are people there can turn the clock. So we pray to God, let the administration look after it. Let us tell it to them. Even if they send them on a mission, what they supposed to give them, what they speak in them, give it to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I want to play one fast song, man. Grand Cayman County is playing on Wednesday, but I want to make some people vex. I'll be on fast song. Thank you. We're going for our discussion. We're not taking calls again. But yes, folks, let me complete this deal and then we can move on. So Patricia Brown, welcome. Alhaji Kamara, welcome. Marcus Jida, welcome. Initial Sigbe, welcome. Harry City is people. Charles, Juji Wonway, welcome all of you. So you see, we have people following the show across the country, and it's good like that, and that's why our platform is wide, it's huge, our audience is huge, I meant to say. And it's because of all of you who tune in to our different stations to follow. So, folks, you see, let me play something for you. I want to do a reflection about electricity in this country before we run into our deep political conversation. I was showing through my archive and I came across something. I came across an audio. It's a video actually, but I want to play the audio so you hear something. When you hear people saying, I'm sure some of you can hear some of our friends in government saying the stability of electricity, the expansion of electricity, and they want to credit the stability of electricity in Liberia as an initiative or a project that started in 2024, which is not the case. And because I do not want to spend much time on that, I'm going to play you a video. We played that recording here around 2021. Between 2021 and 2022, we played that recording. A generator repairer. He repairs generator. Or he used to repair, because I don't know whether he's still repairing generator anymore, but he used to repair generator. He has serious issue with the manner and form in which President Weah was running with speed in the expansion of electricity and the stability of the electricity. In an interview, you will hear the man complaining. He said 2023, I will not vote for George Weah. He said it. And said, why? Let me play the recording for you. Listen to the man telling you why he was not voting for George Weah in 2023. Listen. The man said, I'm not voting for George Weah. And let me play you what the reason he gave. And that was in 2021. Though. The man said, in 2023, I will not vote George Weah. It was clear. People say, oh, electricity, stable electricity, that January started, that 2024 it started. All these kinds of lies. All these kinds of lies. No, but I cannot sit here and tell you that Joe Boaga is not doing some things that need commendation, because most of the things that George Weah started, President Boaga is like trying to complete them. And that's progress. And we must acknowledge that. But to want to take exclusive credit for something that he didn't start, that's why this entire debate and conversation is about who owns a project. No regime should be more concerned about owning project than completing dedicating projects. But because everybody wants to own project, take ownership of something, so they try to personalize national projects, national development. That's why our country not going anywhere. But listen to this guy.
I'm not saying I'm party, but so why are you doing that?
Yeah, man. I say we make current stable. This was this guy's issue in 2021. In 2021, this was his issue. The only issue. The first thing he said, answer that bad thing, but why you make current stable? Just let me play your recording. I'm a Kenyan man. I'm working on generator here. Then you go make current stable. I'm not voting for you. Listen to me. No customer income.
So you don't need anything. I say I need some data anything. To kill the for the anything go. I also there for my own. I tell you, bro. That you are talking about to me. Oh, I will not go more again. Come on, make a conversation. That call me. I'll tell you. Oh, no, I'm for that. What going on for?
The guy, you know, some of us took this thing for a joke in 2021, and I personally made fun of all of this recording in 2021. But this was a serious issue. I'm hoping to get another recording. I hope Karen can send me that recording or show me where I can get it. Nathaniel, welcome. Nathaniel Jabadia, welcome to you. Welcome. Long time from Sound. Yeah, long time. I see Nathaniel Jabadia watching Saturday Wonderwear. All of you, welcome to the show. JMB Son. That would be JMB Son, welcome to the show. All of you, welcome. So there is another recording. I think it should be here.
Yeah.
In the honest company. Bar Road. He had issue while we was building the road. He said a bad dream for him. In fact, they said that bad dream for them. Taking food from them more. At least if the road remain bad, they can put that checkpoint there, that rope. When car hitch, they go, they hold the car, they get them 1,000, so now they get them 500. Before the day end, they get 15,000. But Joey, I go feed the road. So they did that. You see what? They spoil our eating more. Eh? Let me play this guy video from start to finish so you listen to him.
You know me current stable, bro. The body. I'm not saying I'm you know me current stable, bro. The body. I'm not saying I'm party, but I'm current stable. So why are you doing that? Which one you are living? I'm not telling you. I'm working on general. I will be current stable. Look at my kind of people. So you don't need LC. I don't say I need some gay LC go. To TV the 40 LC go. I also never put my own. I'm telling you, bro. I'm sure I'm talking about to me. Oh, I will not go more again. Jump on, make you current stable. They call me out. I'll tell you. Oh, no, I'm for that. What are you for? My whole car will be getting one more. Yeah.
Those of you watching, I know you won't see the main face. Eh? Let me play recording again. Eh? Oh, that means I'm not saying that bad thing, but let me current stable. Where is this thing? Yeah, oh, man. Okay. Just the man, those of you watching. Huh?
The body. I'm not saying I'm party, but I'm current stable. So why are you doing that? Which one you are living? I'm not telling you. I'm working on general. I will be current stable. Look at my kind of people. So you don't need LC. I don't say I need some gay LC go. To TV the 40 LC go. I also never put my own. I'm telling you, bro. I'm sure I'm talking about to me. Oh, I will not go more again. Jump on, make you current stable. They call me out. I'll tell you. Oh, no, I'm for that. What's going on for? My whole car will be getting one more. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to get that other recording also from Nima County, where when President Weah resumed worked on the Tabata Road. When the Ganta to Tabata project was ongoing, some citizens in Nima also had the same issue. And for them, they were clear. We used to play that recording here. They said the fixing of the road a bad dream for them. This is a bad dream. That bad dream. Because the car will come here and then we'll push the car, we'll hold the car, we'll get off for $1,000. They give us 500. Some people gave us 300. Some people gave us 200. As soon as the day ends, we'll put our money together, we get about $10,000-$15,000 a day. People were making money, feeding and surviving on the terrible conditions of the road. Till date, there are still people surviving on the terrible condition of some of the roads in the southeast. But that was in Nima. And the people said they were raising between $10,000 to $15,000 Liberian dollars every day. Every day. And they said a bad dream because we are went into quota on the road. You listen to this generator guy, you hear his anger, his issue. I'm not voting for you in 2023. That's what he said. And the reason is because you made current stable. He said, not bad thing. But you take bread from on the table now. You can at least every day 1-2 generator will be available for fixing. The man will fix a 2-3 generator. You get $30, $40, $50. You go home. Then John, we are going to make current stable in 2021. So the man say, I'm not voting for you again. So that man is amongst the 20,000 or less than 20,000 human beings that say, hey, we're not voting for Joe Weah for personal issues. But that is history. That is history. These reflections are extremely necessary at times because it helps to propel the mind. It helps to remind those of you who are still living in a state of oblivion, thinking that George Weah or believing that George Weah did not do anything, and that he spoiled the country and that he destroyed the country, and it is UP that is fixing the spoils. That is a wrong conception. That is a wrong narrative, and a dangerous misconception that is deeply dividing this country and forcing other people to other chest fold themselves and saying, I don't want to have a role to play in your governance system. Because at the end of the day, the whole country that you're getting, that you're facing, we're politicizing national development. When President Sirleaf started a project, George Weah comes and completes that project. It paves or it says it creates a space for new project under the Bouakar's government. If President Sirleaf started a project and George Weah and expanded on the project or built up on the project and could not complete it, and Bouakar comes and completes that project, yes, it is national achievement. It is a collective, it becomes a collective achievement. That is the practical definition or understanding of continuity. So when people say government is continuity, because those who frame that text, they are aware that one government cannot do everything. Some get 6 years in power. With a country that is deeply underdeveloped, it is impossible, unlike miracle, but it is impossible for people, for a government to make significant achievement, especially when it comes to infrastructure, in 6 years. So the understanding is, come and start and play your part. When you leave, you are entitled constitutionally, not entitled, but you're privileged. You have the right to seek another term. If you can secure for yourself 12 years, then you have enough space to do a lot. But if you come and play your part in 6 years, when you leave, the next government that comes in will continue from where, or should be expected to continue from where you stop. So you see, we have started the RIRO with the Bouakar government is here. Why they didn't go remove all the quota from the rule, change the whole design of the rule, change the plan, everything, and start from scratch? Same, we are doing nothing. So if we are supposed to do 4-mile rule, and he did 2, and he leaves power, the next government that comes in continues from that point. This is so easy. It is an elementary thing to understand that I see people who claim to be educated, or some people who claim to be educated, civilized, well experienced, are also getting involved in today's man projecting. For me, it does not make sense. Yes, I celebrate the impact of President Sirleaf on our infrastructure. I celebrate I criticize, and I always frown on the excesses. We celebrate equally the achievement of George Weah. We are on record for also frowning on some of the excesses of the Weah government. age should intimidate us or scare us or chase us into refusing or reneging to criticize or beat on him, or scare us or fear us from talking about his excesses. No. Some of us are fearless, so we don't care. What we care about is Liberia. That's what we care about. We care about Liberia. If Liberia is good, we are good. We are good if Liberia is doing good. What do we need? We need a strong middle class in our country. We don't have one. That's how you raise people out of poverty, or you lift people out of poverty. We're not building a private sector. We're less concerned about building a strong private sector because we want to maintain our political influence in the country. And when the private sector is grown or is developed, and then people are going to lose taste and appetite for government job, they're all going to run into the private sector, earn the money, the sincere money, and forget about government jobs. But that it reduces the influence of the politicians who are depending on your popularity, on your vote. These are the conversations that some of us are interested in. And that's why when we hear these things, old people, sodomizing people, for me, it's just, I don't know, but this is despicable. On a serious note, I don't know. I just don't know. But it's a crazy, it's a whole crazy thing for me. Whenever I hear that a man is having feelings for another man or boy, I mean, I guess this is something that I don't have space for it. On a serious, yes. Yeah. But something happened today that I need to talk about. What happened in the court today with Bon Jalam? What happened in that court today? I see some people, the men, and I read a piece from a Liberian journalist, and I think I read one or two pieces from some lawyers who I have high respect for. But I think they got it wrong when it comes to understanding the emotions that are being expressed by Liberians about the manner and form in which the alleged perpetrator was seen in the court. I think those lawyers are getting I think they got it wrong. Look, do you think putting handcuff on Bon Jala's hand and escorting him to the court, who restored the dignity that has been taken away, the dignity of the boy of the victim that has been taken away? Putting handcuff on him is not going to restore their dignity, their pride. It's not going to solace the pains and agonies that the pains and agonies that are resting, that are living with the family members. It's not going to. But you know why? It has a way to calm the emotion and sentiments. The growing emotions, this growing sentiment, the increasing pains The agony. So I see lawyers talking about, oh, the man is not supposed to be the man, even if the man in handcuff or is not in handcuff. When people write or people speak, it's good for educated people to contextualize or to understand the context before drawing a clue about someone's opinion. Let's understand here that somebody is in pain. I know some of you do not care about the country's reputation, but the nation's reputation is at stake. It's on the radar. The integrity of the National Security Agency is also in the public. Not just the integrity of the NSA, but the reputation of the NSA is also in the public, because, and not just the institution, but the head of the institution, who did not even sanction or may not even be in the know that this man is a gay or he's into gay activities and all of that. They get professional gays. This man is a professional man, a seasoned one who understands his job. So he was hired to do a piece of job. In a theory, they don't say go be sodomizing people, husband and boyfriend and children around here. But the way you handle this matter will exclude, should I say fix, or we save? That's the real. We save the reputation and the integrity of our National Security Agency. The way you handle the case. Because you don't want the matter to be seen like, oh, because the man work with the NSA, so he be man, they will influence the investigation or the prosecution. The moment you start to create a scene that will start sending misbelief or suspicion out there about the matter, you compromise the whole case, you compromise the independence of the investigation, and you bring public institutions into public ridicule. This is the situation here. It's not about what I mean. The law say, the law day, discretion. No, we have to stop these things. A family is in pain. A government entity's reputation is on the line, because we have to be able to convince the public that this man, regardless of his role at the NSA or the what he does at the NSA, regardless of his role, the NSA is going to play no role or make no interference with this investigation. Where is the assurance? That would be a question coming from the family member. Where is that assurance that a government entity where he works will not interfere with the matter? Then today we see him walking in a court from the police station like nothing happened. That he had not done anything to anybody. Do you know what it is to commit a crime of that level, of this level? And you see lecturing with your friend while being escorted to court, I mean, on border. It's the circle, man. Imagine that little boy sitting watching that video, the victim watching that video, or the mother is watching that video. What do you think? What kind of signal do you think is going to send to that woman? It's going to break her down. She's going to lose confidence. It's going to increase her suspicion about the independence of this investigation, and it's going to kill everything in her. It's going to increase her lack of confidence, trust, and everything in our justice system, because she has seen people handcuffed for minor offenses and treated the criminals. It's I don't want to do comparison with other cases, right? But we've seen other cases here. We just saw Bucket Raw. We just saw the Bucket Raw case. I had camera all on it. The stage cameras all on Bucket Raw. putting in pick or chunk. This is for, I think, for grass that worth, I don't know, $1,000. It became an international news. We made it an international scene. This man is a public official, work with an influential institution. We are supposed to shame him publicly. We're not supposed to be shielding him. It's a shame to even look. The day I hear my friend rape, I said I will not go to him. But to go to the court, showing that I'm all big, all famous, all this person holding him. No, man, let's go. No, I'm not going to do that. I will not do that. Trust me, I will not do it. There's no dignity in that thing. There's no pride in that thing. The fellow who was even walking with that man lecture and seeing the video lecturing with Bon Jala, that guy is a disgraceful and irresponsible father. I wonder whether he has a daughter or a son. I mean, I wonder whether he has a son or a daughter. Imagine your son is the one that has been messed up with. And you sitting watching and seeing the perpetrator and a friend walking, lecturing, laughing. There's nothing happening. On that, two things. Nothing happening, man. Nothing will come from all of that thing, from all of that case, man. Eh? That's the interpretation. Now people are comparing his case to Brian McGill case. See, even though Brian McGill, I mean, they call a knee, and after they call a name, they dismiss him from a job. The police say they were not charging for anything because he get no clue, nothing. But they said he kept quiet. He went calm. And I'm told reliably, all the time you didn't see him talking, you hardly saw him in the public. He was negotiating behind the scene with the family people. Negotiating this behind the scene with the family people. That's what I'm told. So he was remorseful. He was showing remorse behind the scene. That's no justification for him, for Brian McGill. Don't get me wrong. But he was remorseful. He was sure. He was going to the family people, talking to them, and calling people to also go and speak with the family to beg them. Again, that's no justification for his action. It does not make him right. It does not make anybody right to compromise his case. But at least he showed remorse. The Bible speaks about that. Hallelujah. About admittance. The Bible talks about confession. The Bible says when you confess your sin to God, you prostrate. It says God is faithful and just to forgive you. But first, from your heart, you must be remorseful. So somebody tell me, you see Brian McGill was hiding himself, he was there, you're going to, the other man, he opened his arms, he thinks he's big. He feels that, he feels too proud, he feels too pumped up. And the family is grieving. The family is grieving. You see the family grieving. Do you know what it is? Holiday, since the holiday, November 29, January again, New Year Day, they may enter the New Year chasing small children, small beginning, but and that family is in pain. And we are on social media rationalizing, intellectualizing somebody's pain. I tell you a story, and no offense to the Ford family, but I have to reflect. Remember, anyway, may also rest in peace. Let me just leave that other reference. Yeah. But you see, it's always good. It's always good to think about yourself, to put yourself in a situation that is affecting another person. When you see a family mourning today, or crying today, or grieving today, you don't sit and look at their status, or look, Because you are at an advantage point today, and you think you are not supposed to sympathize, you think you're not supposed to identify or empathize with the person in grief. When it becomes yours tomorrow, then you want people to sympathize with you. Then when they see people say, I'm not doing it, hey, happy to doing Peter Tan, and you were happy or you were saying nothing, so I'm not doing it. Then you say, oh, you won't pay there, that because you're happy, you are not doing it, so you must do it. That's how these things start. And that man get children. It will start from that man, that particular man there who was lecturing with Bono Jara. He got people, he got children. And guess what? The Bon Jara man, I don't even know whether he divorced, but I came across a pay his wife picture today. I think some part of 2021. Yeah. Man, yeah. Some of the men said that women can be aware. Some of them that women can be aware. Some of the families are bisexual. The woman into man bene, into woman bene, the man into man bene, and into woman bene. I know one family here. I think the wife is dead now. Yeah, the wife is dead. All of the husband are big government man in the country. A big government man. He's a head of entity in the country. He's head of entity in this country. A wife was a lesbian. She was into girls. He is into men. Yeah. But she's deceased now. And the two of them were cool. They knew it. He knew her wife was a lesbian and she knew her husband was a gay. They were happily living together. May also rest in peace. But the man is still alive. He's very influential in Liberia now. He's a head of one of the government entities. So some of these people can be living together, husband and wife, but they know that people in bad habits, they accept their bad habits. The other man, woman, let me show you a wife. I don't know whether they're still together or what. Because this picture was posted he said he posted the picture in 2024, on the 2nd of September 2024. See the man wife? See the man? That man wife here? You're watching that man wife there. The man posted a wife picture. Posted a wife picture. 2024. He said, thinking about and making my better half. Family values. This is the man talking about in 2024. He was talking about family values. This is it. You see? Thinking about and making my better half. Then family value. Amen. Is it? Yeah. Is it, man? Family value? This man is talking about family values. And I'm here wondering, what kind of family value is he talking about? What value that teaches a 63-year-old man? What family value that teaches a 63-year-old man to have sex with a 16-year-old boy? Somebody who was not born, you were 47 years old when this child was born. And he posted on the 2nd of September talking about family values. He making a better half. And family values. Is this the value you're talking about? Is that part of the family values you're talking about? A 63-year-old man that does not value the dignity of manhood. A 63-year-old man that does not value the reputation of his family, his wife, his kids, and even a man that cannot even protect, manage, direct where his penis goes. A man that does not have a sense of humanity in him. A man that regards no dignity for human beings. Because any man who has dignity for human beings will not get involved into having sex with men or in women behind. What is the family value? The Bible, the Quran, they all kick against these things. Upholding good family values. The welfare of children, ensuring that children are protected, well taken care of. Those are values that parents are concerned about. You are a parent figure to this kid. You were 47 years old when this kid was 0. Imagine the difference. This man was 47 years old when this child was born. He is supposed to be a guardian, providing guardians for this child to see the character, becoming an example for younger kids. And he is supposed to be a role model for people, for this child, the victim. And he's talking family values. He's talking family values. Do you know what family values mean? Do you know what it considers? What is your faith? Your respect for biblical requirements and references. And you're talking, is it family values? Your family has no value. And you have no respect, no regard for family values. And what I can say to you is, hey, this young man, don't even think this young man is ashamed of himself. That's the real Bon Jala. If you don't know him, the Bon Jala you saw today at that court, that's the real Bon Jala. He was not faking anything. I see suppose saying, my man, I'm just pretending, man. He just acting that he's brave. He's not acting he's brave. He's not pretending. Those of us who know him, that's him. That's him. He was never acting that he's brave. He was not pretending. That's him. He picks. He goes for his taste. He gets it. And he wears pride. He's proud of what he is. He is proud of what he is. So he was not faking anything. He was not pretending. 10 days, 30 days from now, you walk Bon Jala from the police headquarters to that court. You will see him. That's the same Bon Jala you will see. That's the same Bon Jala you will see. If God helps us and he's guilty, the day that man is guilty and he's going to the Moravia Central Prison, that's the same Bon Jala you will see. He's not remorseful. He doesn't care. That's him. A brave fellow. He doesn't care. So don't think that man going to break down that talk like giant and Philippine. No, you don't know Bon Jala. You don't know him. That's him right there. Nothing moving that man right now. Maybe that man, as I'm talking, said that man drinking beer. As I'm talking, maybe that man drinking beer in his room where he's sleeping tonight behind a bar. Or he also with a friend in the yard, a friend somewhere in the yard there. He also with there having fun, drinking that beer. I'm telling you. But the main point I'm making here to you tonight is just stop rationalizing this. Just stop rationalizing this thing, the man's behavior to the court, his display to the court. It's, in a manner that will further pain or anger the family people. That man could have gotten beaten today by angry people who are walking from the police station. Or people are, so who knows? Anything is possible. What rat said, open, oh, you love me, you start showing you rat, showing you water. Plastic bed water. That's how you provoke people. And when they react, it becomes disastrous. I've said over and over, you will, I know, I don't want to say you will never, but you have for me to go to the police station and go to, for me to carry somebody to the police station or coke. No. I've never taken anybody to the police station before. I've never taken anybody to court before. That does not mean people have not offended me. Right now, I get people owing me money. I got people owing me money $9,800 US. Some for 2 years. Some for 3 years. Yeah. But one day, you say, oh, Austin carry the man to police station. Or Austin, no. Because you know what? I don't trust the system. The system is built to corrupt victims, to exploit victims. Our legal system is built to exploit victims and protect the alleged perpetrators, especially the influential ones or the affluential ones. Yes, that I can confirm. And I can prove it anywhere I go. That's why I'm saying it. You know, I had one case. When I was doing my project, I had a case. There's a guy who was supplying me plywood. The guy took my money for the plywood and ran away with the money. 2 years plus, the man ran away. So my wife to be behind me. Oh, they go to the police station. I say, hey, I'm not going to police station. I'm going to waste my time to police station. Because when I go to police station, there are two things I will do. I'll have to use my own lay connection against that man, right? To intimidate him for him to pay my money. And I won't do it. So I'm not going to police station. Because it's tiring, it's exhaustive, unnecessary bureaucracy. Then you spending money, small money from that police station because I save a matter. Police not even supposed to handle it. Except where there's a dialogue or a conference or a negotiation where they say, okay, we'll beg you. We'll call the police to come negotiate, to come dialogue, we'll pay X, Y, and Z him. If the police cannot handle it, we'll go to court. And for sure, finally got the guy arrested after 2 years. Went to the station. From the station, went to court. Now, as I'm speaking to you, the case still in court. And now me go there. And my madam went there. I told her, I said, don't go. She said, oh, I'm going to court. She went to the court. Now the case still in court. Guess what happened? Real or arrest all for the man. They arrested the man in jail. The man was in jail. People start, oh, we beg you, don't get a man so bijou. We beg you, oh, you know they play, borrow a small play, oh, they, boom, he marking, a man show face. The man who I thought they didn't have man, the man show face. The marking and the man stood a bone. As soon as the man stood a bone, I told them, no, you don't release the man. This man is a criminal. You release the man on the basis that a man can stand for him. They may leave here for a year and run away. And we did man in trouble. And the man I see, she not get the money to pay. Because she already crying, say she's not doing nothing. She said potato green. I said, she will not pay. You don't release the man. When they make inside here, and they go send the man there. They go send the man there. When they make here, we try the case, the man's on it, the man will be here, he pay the money, will raise the money. They said, no. I said, but my hand not there, we got to you, not to count the code. The moment the man says, so go sound for him, they release the man. Then that's the man give it. They co-issue arrest all around for the man. Well, the man, the horse the man showed she was living. The man moved on the horse. She not living there again. They went away. I hear people say, oh, I saw the old man. So I said, I don't see you. The ABC you. So the system to see the end of justice in this country is so difficult. It's stressing It's annoying, it's time consuming, and it's expensive. That's why I'm not looking for. Because I don't trust it. If I trust it, I will start going there. But I don't trust it, so I can go. Now you go into police station, calling my friend, and you see connection to be putting people in jail. I don't know. So the best thing I steal my leg. So I trust the system, but let's see what happens. But the Bono Jala, that Bon Jala man, he's bigger than that job that he has at NSA. I can tell you that for free. He is influential and well connected than the job he occupies at NSA. He is. He doesn't care. And in this country, especially under this system, anything can happen. Anything can happen. The interference, the political interferences are too much. That one thing the president has to work on, he has to address, or those around him. The interferences are too much on judicial matters. The courts are being heavily influenced by political connection and stuff on political lands or tribal lands. I'm telling you. I saw someone where a politician took a phone and called a judge presiding over a case and instructing the judge to throw the case out. And guess what? They're laughing. That was the case. Then you call the man. Oh, I beg you. My baby, give my phone. He said, cancel the phone speaker. Cancel. The two of them get a name. I will not call the name because I'll call the name, so you would know. But the two of them, they got a name. The man said, cancel. The council started shouting. He called it name. Then they laugh. Hey, where are you? I said, my man, someone here. I drink my beer, my man. What's going on? My man, we need to talk, man. My man, he got my balls all squeezed up, man. He got my balls all squeezed up, my man. Man, what's the issue again, my man? Yeah. This kid, this person you call the getting, he gave everyone. Not even a level. He gave and get a kiss. My man, nothing see nothing, man. We pay the money, I get the money to pay, and they begin just acting rule and things. So we just want to suffer in small, but kind of just throw that case off, man. My man, I will review on Monday. I trust me by Wednesday or Thursday, you will get good result. But man, say my beer money now. My man, I say to you, Bob. Imagine a politician is having a conversation with a judge presiding over a case on beer table and asking him to throw the case out. And this is the main reason why I had to go. I mean, just to be among certain people. Because look, the country is annoying. The systems we have are good. The systems are good. But those presiding over the systems, those managing the systems are corrupt. And they are illiterate over it. So they see nothing wrong in doing the wrong things. They see pride. They find pride in doing the wrong things. They open their arms. So they can take phone, they can manipulate any case, they can influence any judge, arm twist any judge to take any decision and they go outside, open their arms and celebrate their big boss. In Liberia, you say, in Nigeria, the big boss got money. They got businesses. They employing people. Some of them are in government because of they want political power, but not money. They don't want the government job to get rich. They want a government job for political power. Yes. So they're rich. They go play big boss because they're impacting lives. I don't say they pay for it. They're not doing bad things. I want a big boss in this country are the ones who are stealing and corrupting the system and opening their arms. They are the big boss. They are not big boss. They are not creating jobs. They are not creating wealth. They are leeching and hinging on the budget. They negotiate 30% of everything to go in their pockets. At least they negotiate 30% of everything that is negotiated in this country goes into the pockets of politicians and government officials. That's why this country is like this. I tell you a story about LDC case. When you hear that one, you feel bad about the justice system, the judiciary. Imagine lawyers conspiring with judges. Prosecutor lawyers, or in some cases, defense lawyer conspiring with judges to go after people, to go after certain BB cases because they want to court, to take decisions that will intimidate people and run them into their courtrooms to give them courts. And we say that we have a justice system. No, we don't have one. The two most powerful branches in this country, they are extremely corrupt. The two most powerful systems in the country, because the government, the executive own, you go all you can now, the executive implementing, they are the one in charge. They have the agenda. So they want to go at any length to ensure that the agenda is implemented. That's why our constitution created check and balance. So the two systems, the two branches that are supposed to coordinate effectively to ensure and enforce check and balances, the two branches are mess. The legislature and the judiciary. Those are the biggest mess in our country. You can depend on them for anything. At the end of the day, the president acting as head of the government and presiding over the executive will have a walk in the park. You will have a regime speaker. You will have a regime pro tem. You will have a regime chief justice. A majority regime associate justices of the Supreme Court on the Supreme Court bench. Because the system is extremely corrupt and deeply rooted in deceit and spores. So you can't get anything out of it. Nothing you can get out of it. All we say, we pray for the family. We're going to pray with the family. We are going to stand with the family. We will not stop talking. We will follow this case just as we're following the Capital Baby Arson case, and we will continue. We'll provide the regular update on this case. But trust me, I don't want you to raise your hope until they can prove us wrong, until the court can prove us wrong. Imagine even the LSCC, a government entity, does not trust the judge presiding over the case involving the former LTA boss Abdullah Kamara. LSCC, government entity say we not trust the judge. They issued a statement today. The LSCC issued a statement today expressing lack of confidence in the judge that is presiding over the case involving LTA Commissioner Abdullah Kamara. Can you imagine that? The government entity say we don't trust the judge appointed by our government. We don't trust it. He should recuse himself. We don't trust his independence anymore. We believe that he's compromised. And they have sufficient legal grounds to ask for his recusal. One of what I read in the account, amongst the accounts, is that this is the same judge who dismissed the case earlier on. Remember, this case was dismissed, right? The Abdullah Kamara case was dismissed. Now, the very judge who dismissed the case is the judge that is now presiding. That is now supposed to preside over the case, because the Supreme Court ordered them to. The Superior Court has ordered them to hear the case, to try the case. And this is the judge who are either dismissed the case, say there's no merit. So after you dismiss the case, what moral, what sufficient legal grounds do you have? What confidence should the LSCC have in you? Who can trust that kind of judge to preside over the very case that he either dismissed? Who? Now LCC is saying, we'll beg you. Let the man recuse himself from this case. The man, we don't trust him. He's compromised already because he has either dismissed the same case. He can't preside over it because he has an opinion already. He has an opinion already about the case. So he can't preside. This is how rotten our judiciary is. So wait to see the argument. I think the argument is tomorrow. I think the argument is tomorrow in the motion they file or Wednesday. We'll follow. But again, we deeply regret the situation. It's disgraceful. It's a shame that our state security will start favoring one group of people, one group of alleged perpetrators, and treating another group as criminals for minor offenses compared to a criminal. Somebody committed a first-degree felony, and he's bluffing. Maybe I told the people today, let's go to the restaurant. Let me eat before going to court. They were going to escort him to the restaurant. And sit here, he eat, he buy, then they go, he drink a beer. Then before going to the judge. Yes. Carrasco, sit down and imagine when Carrasco they were arrested. Carrasco went to attend a protest model rally. See how they escorted Carrasco to the court. Police, heavily armed, well-armed police officers, all dressed in a regalia. I checked about 20 of them, just to take Carrasco from the police station to the Monrovia City Court. You saw heavily armed men. Armed men behind Carrasco escorting him to the Monrovia. When Carrasco then entered the court, the man is already in the court, turned over to the court. He's no longer under the police. He was turned over to the court. The police should have left the scene. Guess what? The police did not leave the court. The police stood at the court, the main entrance of the court, barricaded the main entrance and formed a U form. In a U form. With arm. While the judge was hearing the case, the argument in the case involving Carrasco. Civil matter. Civil matter. The handcuffing, all that thing. Civil matter. Today, the same people are arguing. They're having argument. They want to rationalize. Oh, the man, lawyer went for him. He was about for the 8 hours. Carrasco was about for the 8 hours. Carrasco lawyers went for him, also and stand for him at the police station, the very central. Who escorted Carrasco at the place? In a ERU officers? Did you see one armed officer behind Bonjala today? Did you see one armed officer behind Bonjala today? But Carrasco, who there's a civil matter of rioting, who they say they charged with rioting. According to them, they charged him with rioting. Charge somebody with rioting and put over and sent over 20 armed ERU officers to escort him from the police station to the court while he was in the custody of his lawyer. His lawyer was taking him at the Monrovia City Court, but he had armed over 20 armed police ERU officers. They escorted him to the court and then they guarded the main entrance of the court while he was in court, the judge hearing a case. Somebody tells me that's not jungle justice. And today you want to rationalize Bonjala walking that he's going to his girlfriend's house after having sex with somebody 15-year-old child. You think, man, in some cases, not in all cases, the family may not have the power now or the influence or the connection to pay or to fight. But guess what? God has the connection. God has the strength. God has the influence. And he's going to use his influence, his connection, and everything on behalf of that family to fight. You might win the case in court. You might provoke them. You might use your power and influence to provoke them. and provoke the entire country that is in sympathy with the victim and and the victim and the affected family. But guess what? That God will act or will fight, will join us, strengthen us to stand with the family to fight. The serious part will reach. Bon Jai will know that he's supposed to keep his penis between his butt. Watch the show. Bon Jai, the serious part will reach. Bon Jai will know that his penis, that thing that hanging between his leg, enough for everybody butt. Eh? You know? They get plenty getting in that, bro. Hey, when men want woman, they go to a woman. The woman say, "Oh no, me, I get boyfriend." Okay, no problem. They get men. I see you marry, see marry woman with ring on her finger. They will still walk to you and go approach you. But you see your man say, "So I'm gonna do your ring. That ring I want." There's someone that say, "But that your man I want. That you I want." So they got plenty getting. You won't get, you know the fine getting, or you tired with it. You know the men want eat. Men always want to eat fresh food. Yeah, they're predators. Always looking for the next person to devour. So you go jump behind somebody chat. I hate to even reflect on the narrative in the charge on the charge sheet. I hate to even imagine that man, that kind of body at that age is messing with somebody 15, 16-year-old child on multiple occasions, multiple times, and not just he alone. Not just he alone. Are we imagining yet the pains that the family is in today? The psychological damage that every time you reflect or think that your son or your niece or your nephew have been messed with, every time that feeling comes to your mind, the psychological damage it has brought to the family. Are we considering these things? And talking about the man supposed to be walking, eating, licking ice cream, or having fun. What is that? Already, Brian McGill is a free man. The police say they are going now to look for the real perpetrator because Brian McGill is not the perpetrator. There's nothing that linked Brian McGill, so they are going to look for the perpetrator. But the victim said that the man did it. The victim said that the man did it. The man going to the family, talking to the family people behind the scene. The police said there's nothing to link Brian McGill to it. So the police now going find the duo. That again is already showing the way. Messed up already. The family is living with their own pain and agony. If McGill is not a shameless character, he should be living with guilt for the rest of his life. Yes. In other countries, that man, no teenager will ever go around Brian McGill for the rest of his life. Yeah. Because if the parents in that state where he lives will start in the school, from the school will start telling you about him. They say, you're not guilty, but be careful with him. He's not guilty, but be careful with him. You'll stay away from him. He's not guilty, but to even get a job, you can get a job. Who going employ somebody who's accused of raping a man? You can be trusted with children. But here we are. Liberia, somebody will say Liberia is a sweet country. Anything can happen here. and go scot-free. Once you have connection, once you have power, or once you have money. But this is wrong. It's sad. So Joe Biden, our president, said, you know, I listened to the president. The president made the funniest statement ever in 2026. The first ever the funniest statement in 2026. In his ABC interview in response to his response to the project, the presidential villa in Lofa. But since we don't have enough time, I think we need to have that conversation, because I want to play an audio recording also for my good friend Costa. That my first time seeing, or my first time heard, or to see that Henry is struggling to catch logic. He's struggling to connect logic. He's struggling to make sense out of a particular issue. The only thing that saved him is that his voice was able to some extent, hard or overshadow or suppress the illogic that he was preaching. The illogical defense that he tried to provide for Joe Biden. But some of us will stay around and I stay around to listen. And I know there are many others who also listen and realize that this man did not make any sense or did not push any logic. He couldn't catch it. So he couldn't connect the logic. You have to catch the logic first. Then you connect it to make sense. So he struggled to catch the logic. He didn't catch it. Then he didn't realize that, or he couldn't realize, or he refused to realize that he didn't catch the logic. Then he wants to connect something that does not exist. The logic does not exist, but he tried connecting it. So he didn't connect. It became a disaster. Man, imagine the man say, the Debale da. When I say Debale da, the Debale da. Debale can talk. But the Debale did not work in isolation to make the decision. So who were the people around the Debale when he was alive making the decision? And one thing that really got me disappointed, or extremely disappointed in Joe Biden, is when the president said, when he realized that he was told that it is his former chief of staff that was doing the project, he did it behind his back. Then the president said he knew if he was going to tell me, I was not going to accept it. So he did it behind my back. And the president acknowledged the contractor is his relative. Okay. That's the first logic. You acknowledge that the contractor is a relative. They use a relative. You acknowledge, you use the word conspire. It was a conspiracy. The president on earth, he established that there was a conspiracy. What would a decent president do? To establish the sources of the funding for that project, because it was done behind your back. So it was a conspiracy to build something outside your approval, and you establish that yes, this was a conspiracy to build something. This was a conspiracy, or this structure is placed here out of a conspiracy behind my back. A conspiracy that did not involve me, because they did not want me to know. Now that I'm aware and the structure is at this level, first they established certain things, certain lines. Who is the contractor of the project? My relative? No. we're terminating I'm immediately terminating this contract. You will not do the project. We'll launch bid, PBCC. We'll launch bid for a new contractor, hire a new contractor. Every play you have for this thing, join everything you have for this project, you are hereby authorized to turn it over in 48 hours to the Ministry of Public Works. A drastic president that wants to fight corruption, that's the decision I would take. Since the project was started behind my back, no problem. Now that I'm aware, let me set certain benchmarks. One, contractor or consultant to this project. That's the first thing. So I'm hereby terminating your service. The first thing, I'm halting the project. I'm halting every work that is ongoing on that project, terminating the service, my relative service or affiliation with this contract, ordering to take all drawing designs, everything about the project over to the Ministry of Public Works until further action. And instruct the Ministry of Public Works along with the PBCC people, the procurement people committee to launch a bid, to begin a bid for a new contractor that will resume work over the contract. When you take these decisions or these actions, then the people say, yes, the president, even though the president or student not aware, these are the actions the president has taken or is taking. When a new contractor is announced, the next the president wants to know, the project was taken from me. How was the land acquired? I want to see all the documents for the land. All the wants to brief me, tell everything, the document for the land, how the land was acquired, who paid for the land, where did the money come from to buy this land. First day, turn everything over to the land authority. That means the president will be putting the land authority first day. The president will be instructing the land authority to investigate the ownership of that land, want to know the original owner of the land, and furnish him with all of the financial interaction that took, agreement that was reached to buy the land. Where the money came from to buy the land. The land authority will brief the president. Public Works, did you review the design? Because nobody in the government knew about the project now. Public Works Minister said he now know. So it means automatically the Public Works Minister did not review. A government is building something, is building a structure, and the Minister of Public Works did not preview the design, did not see the design of the project, is not in of the project, was not consulted about the project, but a government project is being constructed, is being built in the country where the Minister of Public Works is not aware. The Minister of Public Works must answer some questions. Because it means he did not exercise the oversight body. He was aware of the project, knows what made about the project. He should have halted the project and call the contractor to his office. Request the design, the same thing they did with the CMC project. It is a disgrace that the Minister of Public Works will say this is a government project, but I'm not aware. Or that the president will acknowledge that this is a government-funded project, but his Minister of Public Works was not aware from the beginning of the project to where the project is. It means he was never involved. That is a disgrace. A disgrace that the land authority was not even in the know that government is buying a land to build on it. Who did that? The land? Is there anything from ACA that we can lay our hands on? Who registered the land? Who paid for it? So all the sectoral ministries and agencies had no role to play in this thing. So people just went there, press grass, bring contractor, and start bidding. Public Works knows nothing. Land authority knows nothing. EPA did no environmental impact assessment. EPA knows nothing. ACAF knows nothing for documentation purpose. The ACAF knows nothing. And nobody in the Ministry of State know anything about the project besides the men that die. Whole government project only one man. The president said state-owned enterprises, LPRC, MPA, will contribute to the project. How can we cause all these noise about the project? LPRC now can also say we are aware of the project. And the Deputy Minister of Information went to the public and provided misleading information when LPRC is in the know that they are funding the project. NPA is in the know that she's funding the project. And you sat down, your Deputy Minister went to the public and provided misleading information, and you embarrass him. The presidential press secretary is not in the know of a project that she is supposed to be speaking to, clarifying about. But heads of state-owned enterprises were funding a project called the Presidential Villa that the presidential press secretary was not in the know. The president said he got no problem with all these things. He accepts now that he knows, he accepts the project, he owns the project, he agreed for state-owned enterprises to fund the project outside the budget. So they take government money and spend the money on the project without the money being appropriated. It's not in the budget, but it's that NPA money, that LPRC money, but it's not in the budget. And the president says he's satisfied. The president was vice president of our country, and he was president of the Senate. He signed the PFM law. As president of the Senate, he signed the PFM law, the act. And he knows that the government is not supposed to spend a penny outside budgetary appropriation. Fasting the government is not supposed to spend when it's not appropriated in the budget. They say all government spendings must be appropriated. And then state-owned enterprises are taking monies from their covers, funding a government project that is not appropriated. Then our president says, I am satisfied. I am satisfied. I own the project. I'm not going to take any administrative action. I'm not going to prosecute anybody. I'm not going to deal with anybody. I am okay with it. Let's continue. But guess what? I want more of these embarrassment and disgraceful actions because it's softening the ground. It's softening the ground. You can only intellectualize your wrongdoings now. At the ballot box, there will be no campaign. The people will already be familiar with the issues. The people will already know you and your performance, and they know what they want. They will make that decision at the ballot box. You will be intellectualizing to the different places. The people will be voting. There will be no campaign manager at the ballot box. There will be nobody at the ballot box to say, oh yeah, you know, Mr. Bwaka is 86-year-old, and this man is the most sincere president. There will be nobody at the ballot box to campaign. And Liberians will decide that after election in 2029, Unity Party folks will start coming to their senses and stop these lazy justifications and arrogant posture about knowledge and Bwaka succeeding and targeting everybody and hating everybody and dividing the country. That after 2029, think of some will not be in government, will not want it, but we'll be around to remind people. And we'll also be around to tell CDC people or ANC people or whosoever that will win the election, because it will not be UP, to tell them, no. You didn't win the election, you can't pay debt. So they hold now, CDC got the power, they will do the same thing you be doing. That's not going to happen. Now when some of us are around, we'll pressure the CDC government to create jobs, to focus on building and expanding the private sector, to create a strong middle class that will reduce or kill the taste for government job. And you see people pulling out of government, running into the private sector to work with dignity and earn money. But that we can run a small but effective government because there is a strong private sector. to strike a balance. And more jobs will be created. So you wouldn't have to chase UP people all the job. It will compel you to do better. When you have a strong private sector that the opposition can go and work, earn money, empower their party to battle you, it will pressure you to deliver on your promises. It will pressure you to dismiss or suspend your officials that are accused of corruption, that are doing the wrong things. It will pressure you to change your officials that are underperforming, because you only got 6 years. And the opposition is strong because there is a strong private sector that you have created. They can work and earn money, so they don't need a compromise or to sit with you on the table to come to a compromise. They don't need to go to you anymore for rent. They don't need to go to you anymore to what kind of they're doing to first start forming the other movement just to get money or get consultancy from government. No, because there will be a strong private sector. They can go and work and earn money and support their party and pressure you, the ruling party, to deliver on your promises. But guess what? When you deliver on your promises, it secures your re-election. It secures your re-election. And CDC will be the best to do that, because George will only have 1 term. So he will not be worried about re-election. He will not be worried about re-election. So you will have enough reason to do what is right by insisting that at least if you can achieve 60 or 70% of your campaign promises, you can go home and relax, retire from politics now, and live your life. I'm not taking calls. I'm going home. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. It was nice having all of you here. It was nice interacting with all of you. I'm running a monologue, so yeah. So I'm not taking calls. Not. Yeah, so thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you. It was good having all of you here tonight.
Okay, let's go.
And trust me, I shall be back here tomorrow. But one thing is, I'm not doing radio on Wednesday, because Wednesday, the Brazil of Liberia is playing. Grand Cape County is playing. Oh, you love it? Grand Cape County is playing. Grand Cape County. I wish I can watch a game with the president, the former president, on that day, on Wednesday.
We tired with their lies.
I'll try. I will see.
We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages.
I'll see. I think I'll watch a game with. We're playing Grand Crew on Wednesday in the semi-final.
The thing we saw, it frustrates us.
So I will not welcome, because our game is 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. So I'm not doing radio on Wednesday. So you see me here tomorrow, but Wednesday, no. But until we see tomorrow, man, do have yourselves pleasant moments. It was nice being with all of you. Bye-bye.